Parents don't expect something like this to happen to them. They just feel like they're in a world all of their own. And you come here and the care that they get, the love that they get, they just work with the parents so well to make them realize that you're not alone in the world.
They've restored our hopes and dreams for Kylie that we thought were gone. I just can't wait to see where she takes him.
I felt like they held her and touched her the way that I would have if I was in there. That's how much they care.
We're raising funds this evening for some of the most fragile children in our community at the Leanne Britton Infant Development Center and also in the neonatal intensive care unit here at Shawnee Mission Medical Center. If you go back 30, 40 years ago, basically children with special needs were institutionalized, and basically parents were told, we'll take care of your children, and frankly, don't worry about it. And there's been a tremendous change in philosophy that Leanne Britton pushed forward. And at the time, it was revolutionary.
Every day we are helping parents. They are starting a journey that maybe they weren't expecting to begin, and we provide support for those families so that they can be the best parents for their children.
My son, Brent, when he was born, he was deprived of oxygen, which affected his brain, and the doctors knew right away that he needed to have some special help so he could learn to breathe properly and eat properly. And when he was 6 weeks old, he started here at Infant Development Center, and he was here for about 2.5 years. It was a struggle to accept that my child wasn't normal. It was a struggle for me to have to think that I couldn't take care of him because I already had one child at home. It was just very hard to know that my child wasn't perfect, but you accept it very quickly and have to move on and take care of the child. Parents don't expect something like this to happen to them. They just feel like they're in a world all of their own. And you come here and the care that they get, the love that they get, the teachers, the therapists, they just work with the parents so well to make them feel that they're not the only ones in this situation. And then when you meet other parents that are in the same situation as you are, then you've got somebody to talk to and realize that you're not alone in the world.
When our families start with us, they are scared, they don't know what the future holds, and we are able to provide support and give them, a place to go and someone to talk to and help them raise their expectations for their child so that their child can be the best that they can be.
We were first-time parents. We were already overwhelmed with what we were going to do and how we were going to raise our son, and the fact that we were surprised when he was born that he had Down syndrome really just made us even that much more overwhelmed. Meeting here at IDC with Amy and getting a tour of the facility and seeing firsthand all the therapists and how they work with the children it was overwhelming. It was like, where do we sign up? How can we be a part of this? We were just kind of bursting with joy because we're like, all right, I see a path and a way that we can get there with him. They never say can't and won't. They help us be extra patient parents and help us understand when we're frustrated and feel overwhelmed that Kellen's not walking yet, that he's not accomplishing this goal in this time. They help us see the progress. They remind us of where he was not that long ago and where he is now. And that makes the journey that much easier to accomplish.
It's just been so encouraging for us to know that he's going to be so much better off down the line because of the Britton Center, and his future is going to be so much brighter.
Yeah, go. Good job.
Our families come to us and have a much heavier load than most people, and when they enter our doors, most of them are sad, many of them are scared, and they don't know what life is going to hold.
When Kylie was 5.5 months old, she was diagnosed with a rare form of epilepsy called infantile spasms. It's a rare form, the only kind associated with developmental delay and cognitive impairment. So kids are usually pretty severely disabled when they have this diagnosis. Kylie was a miracle. She was not following the path that other kids did, which was just awesome. Though she wasn't completely unscathed. We had sensory issues in severe social anxiety. So I learned about IDC from a friend at church, and we were so happy because when you first get that diagnosis that we had for Kylie, you know, those dreams go away. And when we knew that she was going to be at a place that could help her, those dreams just start to come back. A couple weeks ago, we were here at the Royals game, and one of the Blue Crew members asked Kylie to go up and say,
Play ball!
Play ball. And after we bribed her with some cotton candy, she said yes. She walked out with somebody that she didn't know, and she went on the field and said play ball. And why that is so huge is because Kylie, she's had severe social anxiety to the point where if you ever asked her a question, she would drop to the ground and hide and try and get away from you. So the fact that she said yes to it and went with someone that she didn't know was just like the defining moment in her life that, you know, she's come so far.
It's been phenomenal. We've seen night and day change from when we started.
And it was just so beautiful to see Kylie show someone who she was, because we so desperately wanted everyone to know the Kylie that we knew, because no one was getting to know that. I just want to say, if it wasn't for the Britton Center and all of their support, we wouldn't be where we are right now, and we're so grateful for that because they've restored our hopes and dreams for Kylie that we thought were gone, and now they're back, and I just can't wait to see where she takes them.
Over the past few years, there have been a lot of changes, a lot of growth on our campus. Within the Britton Center, your gifts have made possible a tremendous amount of expansion so that now we're able to offer services to almost 200 children in the community.
The Tiny Tim event is really, it's our saving grace. For many of our families, their insurances do not cover the full cost of therapy, and the wonderful thing that I get to do every day is tell families that it doesn't matter. No matter what the circumstance, we can provide the therapy that their kids need, regardless of their ability to pay for those services.
Over the past year, we have opened our new birth center here at Shawnee Mission Medical Center, which includes a state-of-the-art neonatal intensive care unit, or NICU. And for the first time, we're able to offer private rooms for each child or set of twins.
Well, the NICU has gone through the biggest transformation of every department within the birthing center. February 26th, we moved from an open room that was cramped for space to a floor with 24 private rooms. We now feel that we have an environment in which to practice that is equal to the quality of care that we've always provided.
I mean, we were in the NICU only 11 days, but we grew so close to those nurses and Dr. Jackson and everyone that was involved. We were put in a position of a big surprise and a big shock to the system, and we were just blown away at how they could turn a situation like that into such a positive and something that we'll never forget and appreciate of the NICU.
The nurses were by far the most kind, considerate, gentle people, and they made sure that we were okay with everything that they were doing. They made sure that we had information about what was going on so that we didn't have to worry. I felt like they held her and touched her the way that I would have if I was in there. That's how much they care.
I've worked many places, and I will put my nursing staff up against anybody else. We're committed to a mission. We feel blessed to take care of these patients. We feel blessed that they've chosen us, and we know that they're here because they trust us.
Well, the Tiny Tim event is a big event, and the amount of planning that goes into it is enormous. Last year, the Tiny Tim event alone raised over $500,000, which makes a lot of things possible here at this hospital. Work being done in the Infant Development Center, for example, and in the NICU is really supported by that. And so I'm excited about this year's event because it makes a huge difference.
Through those doors walk the future of Kansas City. And if you're looking for a good place to make a difference, it's starting with the babies that we deliver here in the community who will stay here and will become productive citizens. The best place to start with making a change in the world is with the smallest, and that's our babies. So to me, that is the best place to start.